Kiwikaki is going to be our yellow Protoss in the bottom left-hand corner on Daybreak. And in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, Liquid Sheth, who is currently up 3-2. Sheth doing a great job holding off a lot of Kiwikaki's pressure, early game pressure and mid-game pressure. The one game Kiwikaki tried to go for late game on Antigua, he got absolutely smashed, I feel.
Yeah.
Just completely out-macroed, and just it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I feel like Kiwikaki just, while he plays a really good build and he's very aggressive and to the point, I think when it gets into a late game situation, while he's still a good player, I think Sheth is just an edge better. I mean, Sheth is just really solid, a very good macro Zerg. Kiwikaki just hasn't found a way to break through the macro game yet. He's been able to win games based off the 7-gate +1 attack all in. But short of that, he hasn't really shown that he can kind of stand toe-to-toe with Sheth in the long term yet. So we'll see. This map, Daybreak, certainly can have the possibility of having a long game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a large map. It'll give Sheth plenty of time to stop any of that early pressure. It gives Sheth a lot more options as far as what he wants to do. He can take a quick third.
Yeah.
But the distances are just so far on this map that I feel like that early zealot pressure that Kiwikaki's been relying on is just not going to be effective. I don't really like that at all anyway. I don't know if Kiwikaki watches a lot of his games, but I do. And I certainly haven't seen that work out very many times at all, except for very early on when he started doing it, and he's still doing it, and it's just not working for him. He's losing a lot of zealots, and he's losing a lot of minerals early on in the game. He's not getting a quick second nexus. He's not playing for the macro game, and it's really hurting him.
I think it works out decently much better at the very least when he's already secured his natural and he's got 2 gateways at the front, and he kind of uses the build where it's like the 2-gate opening into the Stargate. Because I've seen a couple of Protoss actually bite off that build a little bit, and they've been using it pretty well. So it can work. You just have to have the right build, I think, revolving around it. You can't just send like 1 or 2 zealots to kind of poke out. And right now, Kiwikaki is going for the Nexus after the Forge. And Sheth did go ahead and get the expansion. And one thing to note, Sheth is not getting a fast gas this game.
No, he's not. He actually just went with the 14 pool straight into hatch this time, which I really like.
Uh-oh.
What the...
Uh-oh.
Oh, so he is doing the 2-gate push regardless. He's just not showing the 2 gates.
This is actually kind of cool. Because from a Zerg perspective, you're going to scout 1 gate. Actually, he's not going to scout anything here. And he's going to think he's safe to drone up, but little does he realize, unless he sends... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He is totally going to see the gateway.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Wow, Sheth is just so all over the place with his links. I mean, he really checks all the proper places on the map. He's been catching pylons, he's been catching probes, nothing really slipping by him, and Sheth just looking so solid right now. Kiwikaki not able to play any kind of mind games with him, no tricks, no nothing.
And look at this, Sheth realizing, hey, there's no gateways on the ground at all. I can expand and get a third, no problem.
Yeah, he might even take a quick fourth or a quick macro hatch or something.
He might get a macro hatch.
Quick macro hatch.
Yeah, definitely a macro hatch. Fourth would be pretty ballsy.
That'd be insane.
Yeah. Here comes the
I would not advise that.
Well, you did advise me. Like,
No.
I think he might get a fourth. I was like,
he might even. It's a
maybe.
possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have to worry about pressure for so long.
Well, that's the thing about Protoss, so they can definitely mount up a lot of gateways pretty quickly and push out in a relatively short amount of time, and that's why Sheth is actually moving in with the Overlord now, just to check and make sure this is actually a pretty quick scout, 5-minute 30-second, and we'll see. He doesn't really see anything right now. Just a Cyber Core coming up, and +1 weapons, it looks like, on the Forge ticking away. This is usually a telltale sign, though. If you can see the Forge spinning, then you can kind of discount the possibility of seeing air, because the Protoss is already investing in the ground upgrades.
Yeah, that's true. They're using their gas on that. But, I mean, +1 just so vital for Protoss across the board. Mm-hmm. It's a really important upgrade for them. Now, where's Kiwikaki going to go from here with this build? I feel like he was set back a little bit by that gateway and that pylon that really kind of threw off his build a little bit.
I totally agree.
Sheth right now pulling ahead. He's at 36 drones. He's able to just drone freely. He's got his third. Now let's see if Sheth actually creep spreads this game, because he really hasn't been doing that at all. And still no creep spread from Sheth. Not extending from the main to the natural, not extending from the natural outward, and not extending from the third. And I'm not really sure why. But throughout most of the series, through every game really, he hasn't been utilizing creep spread very much. And I wonder if that's just he feels that his time is better spent elsewhere as opposed to spreading creep tumors, or if he's just forgetting about it or what it is. But he's definitely not utilizing the creep spread very much.
I think one point to make is that he doesn't really build extra queens. We just saw the third tertiary queen come up. And if you don't really build that extra queen, you don't have the extra energy to make creep tumors. So it's quite possible that Sheth just wants the minerals for drones rather than having that extra queen. And that's why he has such an absolutely crazy amount of drones. Look at that. 48 drones already, man. And it's not even 8 minutes yet.
It's pretty quick.
That's almost
a lot of drones.
A new record, I think. I haven't seen this many drones under 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Since I was a young lad.
Since I was a young lad, yes.
Roach Warren was canceled, but now being put back up.
Wow,
going up to 57 drones.
Many workers. He might just go ahead and power up to 75 without fearing anything, really. Look, he's just starting to produce some units. He had some more drones in the production, but...
Well, we do have a Warp Prism here coming out of Kiwikaki, and it looks like he might be doing that sentry drop once again.
Same thing, 7 gauge, 8 gauge.
Same
8 gauge.
exact thing.
Excuse me, 7 gauge.
That's 7. Yeah. Still same exact thing. 7 gates this time, but with a Warp Prism. Mm-hmm. But look at the Overlords in the proper position. Going to be able to scout that out, I believe. He's going to run directly into one of those. He just flew over that Zergling as well, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like Kiwikaki's really got to make something happen here. I think Sheth is going to be able to stop this. He's producing 11 roaches right now, and Kiwikaki's hardly attacking with anything.
Yeah, this is not a very good army to dealing with roaches, zealots, and sentries, unfortunately. And it looks like Sheth already has spine crawlers there as well. It's just not going to work against Sheth, man. He's way too prepared for this.
No, his army's way bigger than Kiwikaki's. This isn't even going to be close. Look at the supplies. This 108 to 67 right now. And Sheth has equal roaches to his zealot and sentry count. I mean, he's going to put him on the run 100% here.
Well, this is just...
coming in behind with the Lings. I love it.
Wow. Not even having speed yet, but it doesn't really matter. It's just forcing more force fields out of the back, which means less for the roaches to deal with. And now the roaches are about to punch through. This attack from Kiwikaki isn't even going to put a chink in Sheth's armor. Nothing at all.
Not at all.
This is it.
More roaches pouring in. Roach speed is on the way. Tons of Lings. Ling speed has just completed. He's going to be able to run all these units down. I think Kiwikaki making a huge error in gambling on this push. He's going to lose all these units. The pylon's going to go down. The stalkers, the sentries, everything's going down. Kiwikaki just falling apart right here. Picks up the remainder of his units. And he is going to have to get out of there.
It's funny. Oh, there's a GG well played.
Oh, wow.